I know you got a story and you just don't want to wait. Adrena's Haven 916, you know we can relate.
He's visiting a friend in Oak Park. As he leaves his friend's house, 3 men surround him. They press him about being in Oak Park when he's not supposed to be, especially because he's from enemy territory. According to Cherry, he runs back into the house and is shot while running. He hops through the back window, runs into the street where he sees a garbage truck. He jumps in the garbage truck and asks the man to get him out of Oak Park. The garbage man says that Cherry had a gun, so he followed his orders. Cherry denies having a gun, though. One of the Oak Park men was shot twice, and guns don't shoot themselves. Neither side would cooperate with officers, so all the charges would be dropped. The incident would kick off more tensions between the areas, though. July 28th, 2005. The 3 Oak Park men spin the block in their Malibu, looking for Cherry. The driver remains calm, and the Malibu doesn't see Cherry inside the truck. Then, Cherry realizes he's shot, and has the man drive him to G-Parkway instead of the hospital. That's Cherry's side of the story, but there has to be more to it, because one of the Oak Park men was shot twice, and guns don't shoot themselves. Neither side would cooperate with officers.
Sharing my story, it's my story, not his story. When I'm sharing this transparent, giving him
Criminal justice system, right?
Yeah.
You had already been a juvenile.
I've been arrested. By the time I went to prison, I've been arrested 28 times.
So what type of family support do you have?
Oh, my grandma's amazing. And like I was telling him in the first one, I was raised by my father. And I always say that because I think being raised by my father, I don't know about nobody else's father, but being raised by my father was a good thing. Even though it came with a lot of punishment. My mom wasn't whooping nobody. I could have stayed with moms where there was no whoopings.
Wow.
Which Pops was amazing. It did stop me from going to jail though.
Really? It did not stop you from going to jail.
When I was a youth, I went to jail. When I caught all those cases in a flurry, like I said, I caught all my cases. It seemed like when I turned 14, till like my whole freshman year, in like the middle of my 10th grade year, I caught the sales tour under in San Jose, burglary in Sacramento, a stolen car in East Palo Alto, and charged to 3 robberies. I didn't get them. The older kid got the robberies. He fit the description and every one of them lined up. But so I was still getting in trouble in that little period of time, and I think every kid goes through that period of time.
Yeah.
And I think to help youngsters, you have to attack that period of time, especially with young black males. I say young, especially young black males, because I know young black males.
Right.
I don't know how white kids get down, but I think their brains are the same way.
Yeah.
They just don't have as many traps to get caught in their areas. You know what I mean?
Do you think that your crimes were that you were a product of your environment, because you stated that your dad was like a disciplinarian?
Yeah.
So do you think it was peer pressure?
Oh yeah, it's definitely where you're from. You get used to seeing certain things, like in the G, all the winners were the most vicious and cutthroat and hustle. The most criminal were the winners. Where I was raised at. So when you see that, of course you're gonna even if you don't soak it all the way up. Or my dad used to tell me over and over again that that wasn't the thing. But still, you still as a young mind, you see other. You don't see them when they leave the spot.
So your crimes basically were a result of the product of your environment.
Absolutely. I think anybody's crimes are the product of their environment, because you can't commit robberies in a place where it's locked down and you can't commit robberies. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if robberies are if you're capable, if your environment invites robbery, then most likely there's going to be robberies in that kid's background. You know what I mean? I think so. I think that's how. I think so. Every person is a product of their environment, even if they see it and they're turned off by it and they go the other way, that's still a product of that environment.
Right, that is so very true. When you did that last time in prison, while
The
you
only time in prison.
Oh, the only time that
Yeah.
you were in prison, and you did that long time. Did you have any remorse of your crime?
Absolutely.
That landed you there?
Absolutely not. I mean, there was pieces of it that I think I could have did different.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, that guy helped me. You know what I mean? Now, if the police changed his mind, he dropped me off at my front door. He could have called the police. He had a CB in the truck, cell phone. He could have called the police. And that's why I ended up getting 10 years, because I beat the life part. You know what I mean? I beat the 209.5. But midway through the trial, she comes in and slides the kidnapping back in there and slides the carjacking back underneath the thing, because I was beating the case. You know what I mean? So the jury says, okay, well, we'll give him that. We ain't gonna let him walk. But that's how I ended up with that. But
Whose idea was it to go trial?
It was mine.
You wanted to go to trial?
Hell yeah. You gotta think. This is a garbage man. At this point, I'm a criminal.
Okay.
I'm a criminal in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
So there's no money in kidnapping a garbage truck driver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no money in that. So it's ridiculous on the face of it.
Right.
And the fact that the guy helped me, you know, because he did help me, and he even in the trial when he got on the stand, he described to the jury the nicest carjacking known to man, but he said he's seen a gun. You know what I mean? And that's what they try to hang their hat on. The jury comes back with, we find it not true that he had a firearm, but we still find him guilty of kidnapping and carjacking, the underlying cases. So the shit is the way the system is built to make. You can't let the bad guy walk. You know, they just say he's a bad guy, he's a bad guy, he's a bad guy.
Right.
So that's how it played out. And had he not helped me, or I would have probably ended up hurting somebody or getting hurt even worse. So
Yeah.
the day didn't end like I liked it to, but it ended.
But it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
You could
So,
have been a
yeah,
lifer.
it could have been a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. What
Absolutely.
What did you do to I don't want to say blend in with other prisoners, but how did you acclimate yourself to prison life?
It was I was around people. I can acclimate myself around anything, any person. I'm from G-PKWY, you know.
Okay.
So I've seen it all. You know what I mean? And caged up in gates with guns. So it wasn't no caged in knives gonna do nothing. We grew up where we was caged in and everybody had guns.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
now that all these years, so it's been 5 years since you've been out, but it's been 15 years since the conviction.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay, and so now it's no longer on your record, or is it expunged?
No, I didn't expunge it. I ain't had no problems from it, so I haven't really tripped off it. I haven't had no noticeable problems from it.
So that's a really good thing. People need to know that. A lot of people don't know that. They think that when they are released from prison that they have no options, that they have to, be a dishwasher or work under the table, or they're afraid to continue higher education, or they're afraid to apply for jobs because they think that there's no way in the world that this company is going to hire me because I'm a felon.
Yeah. But see, a big part of what I learned when I was in prison is safety. What's that thing called? They call you, people like to stay in their bubble, their safety. They stay.
Safe zone.
The safe zones. Safe zones, you know what I mean? It's where good ideas and people go to die. You know what I mean? You gotta step out of your safety, your safe zone. Yeah. And that's what a lot of my homeboys was like that too. And we were surprised when they got out and got jobs and shit, because you never see it. I didn't have a job the whole until I went to prison. I had a summer job when I was 14, I was on house arrest during that stretch when they put me on house arrest for all them little cases that I had caught.
Wow.
But after that, I didn't have no jobs or nothing. And I used to preach against jobs. I remember being in jail and thinking, and this is how my mind works, because I remember being in jail and thinking about the little cat in the McDonald's window. And I thought to myself, that little cat's probably still in that McDonald's window.
Wow.
My motherfucking ass is sitting over here. Because I used to tell him when I used to come through there and fuck with him, when I used to buy French fries and Happy Meals for my son. I was like, man, what you doing in there, man? You fly, what you doing in there? You know what I mean? He's like, ah, man, you know what I mean? Laugh it off. You know what I mean? Sometimes he'd be like, you need the weed. I'll give him the weed or whatever. But it was strange how the youngster popped in my mind. I wish I knew his name because I'll shout him out.
Do you find yourself having PTSD?
PTSD.
From being in prison, like post-traumatic stress, or thinking about it and having anxiety about it?
No, because I use that time to build myself. Like I was saying, my mom told me when I went in there, don't hang around nobody that's not as smart as you or smarter, and don't read the pastime, read to build your mind, and study great men. You know
Say
what I
that
mean?
again. The pastime.
Don't read the pastime, read the build your mind.
Don't read the past.
To pass time.
Oh, don't read to pass time.
Yeah, just to pass time. Read to build your mind. So when my mom, so once I got in there, and you know, I just did that, you know, and it worked. It worked, because all that time gave me time to read the self-help stuff, and then really look at the people that's suffering from from the sicknesses. Like Eastern philosophy would tell you that everybody in the Western hemisphere is walking around sick from consumerism, have to be this, gotta do that. So a degree of Eastern philosophy is, I think, good in anybody's life. You know what I mean? And they helped me a lot too, because you see when people are worrying about things that were not things to worry about, and that's 90% of people's worries that you see.
Wow.
You see that they're sick, and you don't want to be sick too. So don't do as they do.
I would like to say that you're a success story. I would like to say that your journey is a success story, and it don't often end the way that yours ended. It doesn't often end that way, and that you are definitely a success story. You definitely have a story, and you know there are no. I don't believe that God makes bad things happen to people because He loves us too much.
Yeah.
But I do believe that He allows bad things to happen.
Oh yeah.
I don't believe He makes bad things happen to people, but I do believe He allows bad things to happen to people.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, everything, all of it together is going to work out for you good.
Yeah.
If you love the Lord, you're called according to His purpose.
On
Each individual thing may not be good, but when you look at the whole picture, and you look at your picture and how you did your time, and the advice and the wisdom that your mom gave you, and you did that, and then you was released, and you have a wife, and you have children, and you have a job, and here you are telling your story that's going to help somebody else. Because there's somebody else right now that don't know what to do. They're going through what you went through. Yeah. And so they just need a roadmap. They need somebody like you to say, dude, you going straight and there's a freaking hole right there. But if you take a step to the right and then go straight and then go back over, you're going to miss that ditch and then you're going to be all right. Yeah. So for me, that's important when people come to me and they want to kickstart brand new lifestyles, or they want to do things differently in their life. You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. You cannot change any type of behavior if you don't think nothing is wrong with the behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you make up your mind, a changed mind is the most powerful thing in the world. If you could change your mind, you could do anything.
Yeah, there was a story I got. I think it was on the Tibetan book of Living and Dying. Tibetan book, Living and Dying. I think that's what it was called. But it had a story in it about this family of doctors, physicians. I love the story because I kind of like this is one of my main ones I stick with. But they had the young one. He was like a rock star. Everybody knew his name. You know, he did all the little plastic surgery and stuff. They had the middle brother that did the surgery, and they had the older brother that was into preventive medicine. When they asked the younger brother, which one of you guys are the best ones, he said it would have to be my oldest brother because he's into preventive medicine. None of his patients are ever sick. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So you have to be into preventive medicine as a person. You know, don't get sick. Stay away from things that get you sick. Understand yourself, you know what I mean, and then you'll know what gets you sick. So that's one of my favorite ones to stick to. You know what I
love
mean?
that.
So
Absolutely.
it helps you a lot.
Yeah, absolutely love that. And I'm gonna end on this note. There's a difference between knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
And you don't have to experience something to be wise about it.
Absolutely.
Right. We learn things through knowledge and experience, but we can also learn through other people's experience.
Absolutely.
And we can gain that wisdom without having to experience a thing.
Yeah, that's the exceptional.
Yeah.
The exceptional mind. They don't have to bump their head. That's what I tell my son.
Yeah.
They don't have to bump your head.
I'm not going to pick your brain anymore.
All right.